Hi, and welcome back to Wicked Wands Tarot. My name is Carmen, and today we've got a reading for you about somebody who is not expecting to find that you have healed from the encounter you had with them. This could be a friend that you've no longer been speaking with, or an ex of yours, somebody you maybe just rejected, but you weren't in a relationship with. But this is someone coming back around, and I feel like they want to see you. They want to catch up. Maybe they want to apologize to you. But I feel like the energy on your side is very, I don't know if that's worth my time. So this could be someone who is certain that you want to hear from them, that you want an apology from them, but you're more so at that stage where you're like, I don't know if I really need to wait for that. I think I found closure for myself. So let's call in spirit with a little bit or a lot of wind chime time. I hope you're having a good day. Hello, dude. How's it going? If you're interested in a personal reading, I would love to do one for you. My email address is wickedwandstarot@gmail.com. It's in the description box for you, as is information on what you get if you join the memberships. More shorts, videos, live streams. It's pretty great. Angel, how are you doing? It's true. This is the Poe Tarot. Let's see what else we've got for this person who wants to come back and apologize or expects you to at least entertain their conversation, right? We have the Tower. While I gazed, this fissure rapidly widened. There came a fierce breath of the whirlwind. The entire orb of the satellite burst at once upon my sight. My brain reeled as I saw the mighty walls rushing asunder. So it could have been a strong relationship, whether it was romantic or not, that fell because of an argument that maybe happened multiple times, or it was just, it cut so deep, I don't know how we could work through that situation, right? And we also have the Nine of Wells, which is the Nine of Cups. It was a voluptuous scene, that masquerade. So this feels like something happened at a party or like a gathering of people, right? And that's what happened. Whatever the offense was or the problem, it happened in front of other people. And this person says, all right, that's it. That's the straw that broke the camel's back. Quote the Raven, nevermore. I'm not going to put myself in that situation anymore. I'm not going to expect you to do the right thing. You've proven to me that that's not really your thing. That's not what you do. All right, this is the Earth Bones Oracle. What else do we have? Did I say Oracle? Earth Bones Tarot? It's the Earth Bones Tarot. Hello, Renee. How's it going? Did I say hello to Carrie? Hello. Hello, James. What else do we have? Temperance in the reverse. Two of Jars. An argument amongst friends or a breakup. This is just too much. I don't want to deal with it. So I think it's time for me to go off on my own. Wow, another Tower. This one's in the reverse, because when I look at what you offer, or when I look at what you would be in my life, it's not what I want. Or the way you treat me isn't respectful. So that's it. Eight of Petals or Eight of Pentacles in the reverse. Magician in the reverse. And the Seven of Jars. So it looks like we've got a manipulative friend or a manipulative ex. And it's like, I'm not going to do all of the heavy lifting anymore, or I'm not going to be the person that comes around and tries to make everything okay, when you're the one who caused the argument. You're the one who's not changing your behavior or making me feel, small, slighted. Seven of Crystals, which is the Seven of Swords. Page of Petals. Sometimes people will say whatever they think they need to say if it means you won't walk away. And I think that's what we have here. Please don't leave me. Please don't end the friendship over this. No, you can't. But they don't seem to be willing to change what they've done. They maybe said something, or they were just like really rude, right, in front of a lot of people. It's like, why would I put up with that? Knight of Wicks, which is the Knight of Wands, and the Hermit in the reverse. If I keep trying to get different results through choosing the same things or doing the same things, then I'm going to be pretty disappointed. So they have to get to the point where, or they have gotten to the point, I feel like this is you, where it's like, why would I sign up for that? Why would I want another round of disappointment? Why would I want to let you treat me that way again? Even if you apologize, I don't think that I have much confidence that you're going to change the behavior or that this won't happen again. You know? This is the Weird Cat Tarot. Hello, Tiana. What's happening? Hello, Key Controller. How are you? I agree, dude. No more. Hanged Cat in the reverse. The Hermit again, this time in the upright. Four of Swords in the reverse. I see that you haven't changed. I know that the same problem would happen. So you're basically saying if we're friends or if we get back together again, would I just like tolerate the behavior that made me upset? And the answer is no. So how about we just leave it at no contact? How about we just walk away? Walk away from the toxic relationship. Like, you're being guided, right? Hello, Hannah. What's going on? Ooh, I hope you get some relaxing, easygoing energy for the day, Tiana. The Tower. Seven of Wands in the reverse. The World and the Ten of Pentacles in the reverse. This is a hit to their ego, a hit to their plans, an unexpected insult or frustration. I expected you to be grateful that I'm reaching out to you, or I expected you to be impressed that I'm apologizing. I expected things to be wrapped up quickly and we could go back to being good friends or go back to dating. But instead, it feels like you're actually like walking away, or you're okay with not talking to me again. Hey, Grandad, how you doing? Oh, Tiana. Excuse me. We've got the High Priestess in the reverse. They did not expect you to have learned how to walk away or to choose yourself, but with the Six of Swords, that's what you're doing. You're like, you know what? It looks like I'd be happier over there, and I know it's a little bit of a hike, but I'm going to do it anyways. It's fine, because it's better than hanging out and dealing with the same pattern of toxic behavior that I've seen with you. So whoever you're just fine with not talking to, they're not pleased to hear that that's how you do it. Four of Pentacles. They want to keep you. They might be possessive of you. And they feel like you're making a big deal out of nothing or something not a big deal, right? Like, oh, come on, don't be unreasonable. That's cool if you think it's unreasonable, but if it's how I expect to be treated, where it concerns respect, then I get to define those terms, not you. If it's unreasonable to you, but not to me, It's not a signal that I need to like lower my standards. It's a signal that maybe we just can't hang, right? Page of Swords. So this person communicates, and I think they feel like they have control. I think they feel that you don't want this to end and you're going to try to be accommodating. And instead, they find you to be quite particular. This or nothing. This or walk away. This or goodbye forever. Sometimes that's how it is. You know? Let's see. This is the Mean Cat. It's just the major arcana. What is causing this person's inability to see your changes, or your standards are not going anywhere? Why are they blinded to this? Temperance in the reverse. This person could have a substance issue. This person could think that everybody likes it when there's drama. This could be somebody who just feels like your expectations are unreasonable because they haven't dealt with people that are not toxic. If you are constantly surrounded by toxic energy, you're probably just going to assume that that's what everybody's like, right? Wow, and the Hanged Man. So the person who wants to apologize to you is expecting you just to get over it, expecting it to be kind of like brushed under the rug. We don't need to talk about it. We don't need to work on it. And you're like, oh, okay. Well, if we're not going to work on it, then we're not going to work. See what I did there? They're not expecting you to be all like, all right, screw off then. They feel like you'd be more likely to like ask them to try a little bit and give them some time and be more forgiving. Hey, Danny, how are you doing? This is Jess's deck, A Gamer's Ways. We've got third person. It goes without saying that the nice thing about having camera control is the ability to change your perspective and see things differently. It is recommended that you explore all modes of perception available to you to progress. This person only sees things the way they want to. They're not willing to understand your perspective, or they're not willing to compromise. And that is a really big, it's like a deal breaker at this point for you. For whoever I'm reading for, you're just kind of like, okay, well, if that's your choice, then here's my choice. Player one, you get the good controller. The console probably belongs to you, so you get to decide what the game is too. Just remember, you also assume responsibility if something goes wrong. Player one and player two are divine partners. You're thinking to yourself, if this is somebody who doesn't want to work towards resolution, if this is someone who doesn't want to work on themselves, then how can I expect a non-toxic connection with this person? I'm going to have to constantly explain to them what's going on, or that that's not okay. And that just sounds exhausting. So if I'm paired up with this person and they're basically like a, I don't know, bowling ball tied to my ankle, then that's going to be a little bit frustrating. Maybe I need to choose my player two a little bit more responsibly. Main character. There is no question as to why you were chosen for leadership on this mission. You know the value of being fierce in all pursuits, be that loyalty and compassion or competence and tenacity. A well-rounded warrior. You understand the value that you bring to a partnership, a friendship, or a relationship, whatever it may be. If this person's not willing to appreciate or understand your value, then you are okay with removing that value and going elsewhere with that value. Me and my value, we're going to walk on out of here. Like, you don't know how to appreciate it. Toodles. Itchy. I knew I was going to do that. You guys, I always have to throw something on the floor, okay? But this lovely little ghost thing, thank you to Peggy, it's very durable. I've tested it. All right, so this one, I believe, is the Catamancy. I'm pretty sure that's what it's called. What else do we have? We've got the 8 of Wands in the reverse. 6 of Wands in the reverse. So we haven't been talking. I haven't done anything to like work on the situation, or I haven't done anything to resolve the situation. I'm waiting for you to fix it. 6 of Wands in the reverse is overconfidence. I expect you to prioritize us, you know, working through the problem. So I don't feel like I have to lift a finger. I don't feel like I have to do anything. So it's like, I don't feel like they're the one who has the responsibility. They feel like you're going to choose whatever you choose, and they don't want to have to do the work. Yeah, that's how they lose it, though. Nine of Coins or 9 of Pentacles in the reverse. 5 of Wands and the Devil. They feel like you're obsessed with them, so they just don't have to try as hard. They feel like there's something special about your connection, and that's enough. They don't have to put the work into it. But the 9 of Pentacles is in the reverse because their intuition is not running on all cylinders. This is somebody who is seeing what they want to see instead of what's really there because they don't want to do the work. So they're hoping and wishing and praying that they don't have to do anything, and you'll just come right back around and they'll get another cycle with you. But something has changed. Temperance in the reverse. You don't see this person as a good match anymore. Temperance in the reverse up there as well. Yeah, you've become enlightened, or you see things more clearly than you did before. You know you want somebody who offers stability, companionship, someone who doesn't play these games with you. So you're looking at them as somebody who originally you thought they were really confident, and now you see them as really lacking in confidence because they have to play these games. You want someone who has that like real, like natural brand of confidence, not something they have to like buy on a shelf. Oh, I have this really great cologne, so therefore I'm a high value person. They're woefully inept at trying to demonstrate their value to you because they don't realize that your definition of value has been updated. Hello, Jamie. How's it going? We have the 8 of Coins or the 8 of Pentacles, the 4 of Cups in the reverse, and the Queen of Swords. So you have boundaries now. You feel like there's no reason to travel down that same path. You've done everything you could to try to make that connection work, whether it's a friendship or a romance, and you don't see any reason to like go through that all over again. Why should we have the same conversation? Why should we go through the same heartbreak? That doesn't make sense to me. But they're not on that same page. They feel like you're still the same person because they are still the same person. Hey, Marcus. I did on my earlier lives. If I'm able to make it back again today, I will do more. Otherwise, I'll be back tomorrow. I hope you're having a good day. I tend to do those on the mobile, like the close-up live streams, just because it's a different volume of folks. So we've got the Misfortune card. Oh boy. So basically they're freaking out because they didn't feel like you would ever fully reject them or fully walk away from them. Journey in the reverse. They don't want you to go, but they also didn't fight for it. It's like they were watching you walk away without realizing you were actually walking away. So if you're not going to put in a little bit of a effort, then why should anybody else, right? Yeah. They were expecting you to do everything, even though they caused the rift. Enemy in the reverse, messenger in the reverse. For you, it's like, well, I'm not mad anymore. That's fine. I've let go. I found a way to get closure. But I'm also not over here like wishing for us to, hang out again or be best friends or date each other, like this was just how it went. And I don't see there being a chapter 2 or a next chapter. You're over it. So I think they're going to maybe have a little bit of an overreaction. Let's get a few cards from the Overthinkers Oracle. See what we've got for you. It is very, very direct. So whoever's energy I'm picking up on, you are absolutely seen as a truth teller. You don't put frosting on it. You just say it how it is. And I like that about you. All right, what else do we have? Jealousy and envy. If they know that you're hanging out with other people, then they are jealous. But I think they also like to leverage jealousy to get people to come back for more or to tolerate their treatment. But they know they owe you an apology. They know that they caused the argument or that they stepped over a line. We've got, I feel terrible for ghosting you and not having the courage to say what needed to be said. Please don't go. Wait for me. Karmic debt. They're reaping what they have sown, and they see you as an earth angel, someone that they might not be able to reconnect with. So if they get desperate, they feel like the only way to maybe actually get you back around is if they're finally honest about that thing or those things that they kept from you. I know I didn't say this. I know I didn't talk about that. I know you didn't want to necessarily hear about it, but here it is. That hidden pregnancy card. This would, for those of you where that resonates, it's like confirmation for what you already know. This is somebody who's been a player, non-committal. They wish that they had chosen you, but they did choose someone else. That could have been that they chose themselves, right? They might not have gotten into a relationship with someone else, but they might have chosen that independent path. They're looking at the people that they've interacted with since they've gotten to know you better and realizing that they may never love someone else the way that they've loved you. There's just something about the connection that the two of you have, but they're realizing you're actually capable of walking away from it because they've broken so many promises, and it doesn't seem likely that they're going to change that pattern. So again, I think you're over it, which I think there's a card in this deck that literally says over it or fed up. What else do we have? Did I say hello to James? I think I did. Beginnings. Try again, new directions, start over. So they want to try again, and you're looking at new beginnings because you've decided to let go of this connection. And I feel like they got a little bit of like begging energy or trying to negotiate with you. This is someone who made you feel trapped in the past because they were non-committal. They wanted you to be waiting around for them, but they didn't want to actually like be yours. So the boundaries that they kept up between the two of you have now become the boundaries that they're frustrated by because you're keeping secrets or you're keeping just out of reach for this person. The trust was broken, right? So you view them now as someone from your past that distracted you from things that you needed to do or people that you should have been hanging out with. You see that as kind of terminal, right? It's not going to go anywhere because this person hasn't worked on the things that caused the problems in the first place. Hasn't even really apologized for them, right? So we have past life, deja vu, repeated patterns, karmic lessons, resistance, secret admirer, suppressing, and timid. They would suppress their emotions because they grew uncomfortable with it. And they always expected there to be another cycle or another opportunity to spend time with you. They didn't think you would ever actually walk away. But Clearly, you're leaving them on red, or you're comfortable with choosing the future over a repeat of the past. So good for you. I salute you. You're choosing to be respected instead of disrespected, right? Hey, Illuminati, how are you doing? All right, I'm going to leave it there. I love you all. Thank you for the likes and the subscribes, and I will see you on the next reading. Toodles.